Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video we're going to do a lot of binding with different techniques. I would love to try 8 different techniques, 4 of them with single sheet binding and 4 of them with signatures, which are folded sheets of paper. They're folded in 2 and then you bind each sheet, each signature. So I would love to start with these. I've never bound single sheets, so I'm pretty interested in the different techniques. I've done a little bit of research. There's quite a lot of different ways to do this. And my idea is to do maybe these circles. Maybe, I don't know if I have any. Otherwise, there's a single sheet binding that I can't wait to try. Then you have Japanese binding, this same, can't wait to try. Then we have, this is for notebooks, and then we have one with glue as well. First, let's try this Japanese binding with 4 holes, or maybe less. It's pretty straightforward, so it's something bendable around like this, and then the cover that can be hard or not. In my case, I want it to be a hard cover that can flip like this. So we're going to cover this. I need this to be about 22 centimeters, so it should come up here. Okay, so I'm going to cut these two to 16 centimeters. Okay, and 16. This is not long enough, so I'm just going to add a little bit. No one will notice, hopefully, because it's pretty much exactly the same size. And I'm going to put something like this in the middle. The idea is for it to arrive at exactly 22. So I'm just going to glue it right now. So I'm going to use my card to remove any bubbles and my little cloth to remove any extra glue, as usual. Then we're going to add the small piece, which is this one. For this, I am using tacky glue because it's really strong and it dries really fast as well. And then we need this to arrive at 22 centimeters. So I'm going to glue this right here. And we need a little hole here to be able to fold our journal. So I'm just checking my 22 centimeters and it looks really good. Okay, this is a lot thicker than I thought. It's okay though. This type of texture could be really nice and work really well, so I'm not too fussed about it. I'm just going to glue this all the way. Should probably glue this as well first. Okay, now let's do the back. So for that, I'm going to use a full length one. And we're going to cover it up completely. Just gonna chop off the corners like this, and then we're going to close up our corners. Okay, it's looking great. Now let's just glue this part here. We got a couple bubbles that I might do something at the back, so it's okay. It's going to be covered up. Same with here. I'm planning on doing something on the cover, maybe textile or some paper, so it doesn't really matter if we don't like it, if it's not completely covered up. So we could fill up at least this. That would be cool. I'll think about it. All right, next we need to do, it's like this, our little holes there. So I'm going to use the back, the front, sorry, as the template. Okay, let's get our pages, and now we're going to be able to sew. So for this I am using this beautiful thread that I really like, and I've prepared 5 lengths, or maybe 6 lengths, because I have a 5th hole, so I just added a little extra just in case. And we're going to start at the back. Oh, and I should probably attach everything together first. I don't want to open the pages. I'm gonna do the first one and then I will attach everything together. So this is how you start, then you go back exactly how you came. Go once again. Okay. Then I'm gonna go right here. Okay, it's feeling quite tight. I like it. This is so cool. Then we go through once more. And once more on the side, like this. And you want your threads to be pretty tight, and I think that's quite hard, to be honest. All right, it's looking good. Whew. Well, this is looking pretty cool. Oh no, why is this the wrong way? And here it is, all finished. Another type of binding single sheets of paper that I want to try is the one that you see most commonly, most often in books. So it's just with glue. So I'm going to try to just put them all really nice and tight at the bottom here. Well, the top, this is the top. And I'm using, this is a press that my boyfriend made for me to press plants. So I'm going to use this. It's really simple. It's 2 sheets of wood, and then you can just open it up like this, and then you just close it like this. So I'm just going to put, I'm sure that everything is going to move. I don't know how this works usually, but let's try. A bit more. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, and next, really simply, I'm just gonna put like a whole lot of glue. I'm going to use tacky glue. They said to use PVA glue, but I don't have any more PVA glue. So I'm just going to use my tacky glue, and I'll have to go and buy some more PVA glue really soon. And now we just need to let it dry. And this girl that showed a tutorial, she put a cloth on it, and I quite like the idea. I think it would be just a little bit better. So I'm gonna grab one. So I'm just going to put this piece of cloth here. A little more glue. And now I need to leave it upside up, right side up, to dry for probably a couple hours. For this single sheet notebook, I'm going to use the single sheet bookbinding tutorial by C Lemon, and I can't wait to try. So I've decided to use the same template that I use for the Japanese stitching method, but I'm going to use only 3 of the holes, because in this tutorial I'm going to be binding every sheet individually in each hole. So I am not crazy. I'm just going to go with 3 holes, and I need to do the holes now in all my sheets and in my book cover as usual. So let's start with making sure that all our pages are where they're supposed to be and that they are the right way around. I don't know how people do this. It moves all the time. Then I am going to use my usual envelope and my trusted pointy tool, and I'm going to make all the holes. I'll be watching the tutorial as I go along. For now, it doesn't look too complicated. There's 3 threads. I'm gonna be using the purple one in the middle. I think it will look good. The woman from Sea Lemon prefers curved needles. I do not have curved needles. I only have like normal needles. So that's what I'm going to be using and hope that it works. And I don't have wax thread either, and I don't have wax. So I'm just going to use this thread that I quite like using when doing all of this, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. So to start, we need to start with the last page, and this is going to be a pain, honestly. It's one sheet at a time. But at least I know that they will all be attached. So that's good, right? I did the sewing off camera in the end after quite a few mistakes made at the beginning. I had to redo the knots and everything. So it took me a couple hours, and well, I did not like the result. I really didn't. As you can see, it was not tight. It was moving a lot, so I undid everything and did the Japanese stitch like in the previous one. I think this is perfect if you have only a few pages, but just I didn't like it here, so I just removed everything. Next up are the signatures. So for this one, I chose a very simple apparent sewing. It's the usual stuff that I do with my journal, so I did it off camera, and it's pretty simple, and I've made plenty of other videos showing how to do it. And then I glued on this cardboard decorated for the cover. Next up, I want to try coptic stitch bookbinding. So I'm going to follow a tutorial by Sea Lemon again. For the start, I need to make the holes in my signatures and my book cover. It's an apparent stitch. You can see the signatures, so it's not like this. You will be able to see the signatures here. So I'm going to start with making my little holes. And to start off, I'm going to make holes every 3 centimeters and leave 1 centimeter at the back here, or maybe 1.5. Yes. So every 1.5, then 2 centimeters. So I'm grabbing my very useful little envelope. I'm just going to open up my book cover, my signature, and then I'm just going to make my little holes. So that's 1.5 every 3 centimeters. 6, 12, 15, okay, let's do the next ones. Just checking which way. Okay. For the cover, I'm going to do exactly the same, but 1 centimeter off here. So I'm just gonna draw it. Okay, And since my signatures are a little bit smaller, I'm going to use this as reference. Next, let's push in the holes. Okay, now let's start stitching. So you start with the last one. I'm gonna grab some thread, maybe some pink thread to go with the book cover. My tutorial doesn't say how much thread, so I'm just going to grab 5 times the side of my journal. I only have 3 signatures, it's not a lot. But I want to make sure I don't get it wrong. Okay, let's start from the inside. If you're afraid of losing your thread in the middle, just attach something to it. Okay, so I'm just gonna push this here, loop around, and then go back into the signature. Okay, time for the next signature. Just checking that I'm the right way up. And then I'm just going inside this one. Now I'm going to loop around the thread at the bottom. This one. There, and then go back inside the signature, and I'm gonna do that until the end, and I think it's taking me a lot less time than that, I don't know, the butterfly stitching or something. That was a bit of a nightmare, but it was just for single sheets. So I had to stitch in every single sheet. It was pretty horrible, to be honest. This is okay so far. That other one, it took me 1 hour. And I did end up using, like, putting two pages at a time because it was taking me too long. If you think of the price of my journals, I try to do it according to the time I spend, and I can't spend 1 hour doing the stitching. Otherwise my journal is just going to be super expensive, and like there's not much to show for it other than the strange stitching. I don't know. Do you guys think it's worth it? Let me know in the comments. Okay, for the last signature, I had to redo, I removed everything because you need to check the tutorial before doing stuff. So we're going inside the cover first, then looping around this one. Okay, and then we're going inside the signature, which is over here. Here. All right. And then good and signature. Okay, and to finish up, you do exactly the same thing, and then you just go back into the signature. Whoops, the one that we've just attached. Make a knot. Just gonna make 2 in case. There, and it's finished. All right. So, of course, I'm gonna finish this. It's the wrong way. Wow. No. The last signature is upside down. So I have to do it again. This is why you have to always check your signatures, especially when you're doing something new, like me. Okay, and since I cut my thread, it's okay. She showed in the tutorial how to put a new thread, so that's fine. I'm just going to remove my knot and I'm going to do it again. It took me forever, but that's it. One cup stitch Bohemian junk journal done. Well, the stitching at least. I've done it to the inner cover, decorate a little bit inside. But I'm pretty happy with the stitching. I had to do it twice because my thread broke. It was a mess. And I noticed that another one of the signatures inside was the wrong way, so I just removed everything and did it all over again. But I really quite like it. I like how it looks. I like it. There's quite a lot of, there's a bit of space, you know, not too much. It doesn't move. Well, I only have 3 signatures, so it does move quite a bit. I think as long as you don't have too many signatures, it's fine. So yeah, quite happy with that. Alright guys, so in this video we tried 5 different types of book binding. The first were single sheet binding, starting with the Japanese stitch. I must say I really like the Japanese book binding and the look. It's really cool. It's sometimes a bit difficult to turn the pages, I think, I guess especially at the end of the notebook, but I really like how they look. Then there was the single sheet book binding that I did not like at all. The pages moved a lot. I did not like the result, so I removed everything and made this hidden Japanese stitch instead, which I think is really cool. To do this, I just glued this piece of red cardstock to act as the hardcover through which you are binding all the book pages. And this piece of cardboard I glued as well to the actual front hardcover. I hope that's understandable. I think it's really cool. I did not make a tutorial of this because I was trying to find a solution to my problem, but if you want a tutorial, just let me know in the comments down below and I will see what I can do. The glue binding is so easy, but there is no space between the pages, so if you want to add a lot of decorations, I'm not sure I would recommend it. I think it would be great for simple writing though, for just a writer. It's perfect, like write your poems or something. Then we had the book binding with signatures, and I tried 2 different methods here. The apparent book binding that I have already done quite often. It is pretty easy and fast to do. It looks great, and that's why I use it very often. And then there is the coptic stitch bookbinding with signatures. And I think it's my favorite here. I do not know, however, who created that name. It's the worst and I simply cannot pronounce it. I hate it. I hate the name. But the stitch is a bit time consuming, but I really, really like the feel when you turn the pages. I think it looks really, really nice too, to have the open spine and the visible signatures. It's really, really cool. I love it. So it's definitely something that I will be trying out again next time, some other day, in another journal. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here with me today in this video. I hope you've liked it. It was really fun for me to try all these different types of bookbinding. And the next video will show how to make the covers that you're seeing here in the screen. I can't wait to show you how to make these. They're so simple. I really had a lot of fun. And I hope to see you soon in the next video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my next videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys, thank you.